Welcome to my channel Starwire Daily. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. You're scrolling through social media on what seems like an ordinary Monday evening. The summer heat is still lingering, but there's something electric in the air. Something that makes your heart skip just a little faster. Then boom, MTV drops the news that changes everything. Your favorite blonde pop princess is officially returning to the VMAs stage. And darling, this time she's not just performing in the pre-show. Welcome back to Starwire Daily, where we bring you the hottest, most exclusive entertainment news before anyone else even knows it's happening. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into what might just be the most anticipated announcement of the summer. Because when Sabrina Carpenter gets confirmed for the MTV Video Music Awards, you know we're in for something absolutely spectacular. Now, let's be real for a moment. We've watched this girl transform from Disney darling to pop royalty right before our very eyes. But what happened yesterday? What MTV announced? This isn't just another performance booking. This is a statement. This is validation. This is Sabrina Carpenter claiming her throne in the pop music kingdom, and honey, she's not giving it up anytime soon. So let's rewind to August 18th, shall we? The day that changed everything. MTV took to their official channels and dropped the bombshell that had fans literally screaming into their pillows. Sabrina Carpenter, along with a stellar lineup including Ricky Martin, J Balvin, and rising stars like Sombra and Alex Warren, will be gracing the VMA stage on September 7th at New York's UBS Arena. But here's where it gets juicy, darling. This isn't just any ordinary comeback performance. This is Sabrina's second consecutive year performing at the VMAs, but the circumstances? Completely different. Last year, she was the sweet supporting act, performing at the pre-show while the industry still saw her as that cute girl from Girl Meets World. Fast forward 12 months, and she's not just in the main show. She's one of the most nominated artists of the entire night. 8 nominations. Let that sink in for a moment. 8. Including Video of the Year for Man-Child. Do you understand what this means? Video of the Year isn't just handed out like candy at Halloween. This is the big leagues. This is where legends are made and careers are defined. And Sabrina? She's sitting at that table now, right next to the industry's biggest names. But let's talk about how we got here, because this journey, it's been nothing short of extraordinary. Remember when Espresso dropped earlier this year? The industry insiders were polite, sure. They nodded and smiled and said all the right things. But nobody, and I mean nobody, predicted what was about to happen. That song didn't just climb the charts. It practically moved in and redecorated them. It became the soundtrack to everyone's summer, the song you couldn't escape if you tried. Then came Please, 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 and suddenly the whispers in the industry corridors changed. This wasn't a fluke. This wasn't beginner's luck. This was a calculated takeover by someone who'd been preparing for this moment her entire life. The song showcased a side of Sabrina we'd never seen before. Sultry, confident, unafraid to embrace her sexuality while maintaining that signature wit that makes her so irresistibly charming. And just when we thought she couldn't possibly top herself, Taste arrived like a perfectly timed knockout punch. The song was cheeky, it was bold, it was everything pop music needed in 2024. But more than that, it proved something crucial about Sabrina Carpenter. She wasn't just having a moment. She was building an empire. Now, here's where the story gets really interesting, because what happened at the 2024 VMAs wasn't just a performance. It was a cultural moment that still has people talking. Picture the scene. UBS Arena, September 2024. The lights dim. And suddenly there's Sabrina, suspended in the air on a glittering silver swing, looking like some ethereal goddess who descended from pop music heaven. She opened with Please, 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 and even though they had to mute that infamous line we all love to sing along to, the energy was absolutely electric. But here's what made that performance legendary, and why everyone in the industry is still buzzing about what she might do this year. Sabrina didn't just sing. She created an entire visual feast. The space theme, the choreography, the costume changes, and yes, that moment where she made out with an alien that had social media in absolute chaos for weeks afterward. That performance wasn't just entertainment. It was a declaration of independence. It was Sabrina telling the world that she's not the same girl who used to sing about crushes and homework. She's evolved into an artist who understands spectacle, who grasps the power of visual storytelling, and who isn't afraid to push boundaries in the most delightfully unexpected ways. And the numbers don't lie, darling. After that 2024 performance, her streaming numbers went through the roof. Espresso became the song of the summer that refused to end, spending weeks at the top of charts worldwide. Please, Please, Please proved she could serve vulnerability and strength in the same 3.5-minute package. And taste? Well, let's just say it made everyone realize that Sabrina Carpenter was done playing it safe. But what makes this 2025 announcement so incredibly exciting isn't just that she's returning. It's the timing. It's the context. It's the fact that she's coming back as a completely different artist than she was just 1 year ago. Think about where she was in August 2024 versus where she is now. Last year, she was the rising star, the one to watch, the girl with potential. This year, she's the established hitmaker, the chart topper, the artist that other performers are measuring themselves against. The pressure is completely different, but so is the confidence. And let's talk about what this means for her upcoming performance. Because if you think she's going to play it safe just because she's already proven herself, you clearly don't know Sabrina Carpenter. Industry insiders are already whispering about what she might have planned. Will she debut new music? The timing would be perfect. Will she recreate that iconic alien kiss? Unlikely. Sabrina's too smart to repeat herself. Will she somehow top the spectacle of last year's performance? Now that's the million-dollar question that has everyone from her team to MTV executives holding their breath. Here's what we do know. Sabrina has been working with some of the industry's most creative minds. Her team has expanded significantly since last year's VMA success. The budget for her performance? Let's just say it's not the same as what Disney Channel was working with back in the day. She has access to resources, creative partners, and production values that most artists can only dream about. But more than the bells and whistles, what makes Sabrina's return so compelling is how authentically she's grown into her artistry. This isn't manufactured pop star evolution. This is the real deal. She's found her voice, literally and figuratively, and she's using it to create music that resonates with millions of people around the world. And can we talk about the personal journey for a moment? Because behind all the glitter and glamour and chart positions, there's a young woman who's navigated one of the most challenging transitions in entertainment, growing up in the spotlight. She's handled the pressure, the scrutiny, the constant comparisons with grace and authenticity that's genuinely rare in this industry. The girl who once worried about being taken seriously as an artist is now nominated for Video of the Year at the most prestigious music awards show on television. The artist who used to perform for crowds of a few hundred is now commanding stages in front of millions. The songwriter who wondered if her stories mattered is now creating anthems that define entire seasons. And here's what makes this even more exciting. We're witnessing history in the making. Years from now, when entertainment historians look back at the mid-2020s pop music landscape, Sabrina Carpenter's name will be written in bold letters. Her 2024 VMAs performance will be remembered as the moment she officially joined the A-list. Her 2025 return? This could be the performance that cements her legacy. But let's zoom out for a second and appreciate what this really represents. In an industry that's constantly searching for the next big thing, Sabrina has proven that authenticity and evolution can coexist. She's managed to grow and change while staying true to what makes her special. She's embraced her sexuality and confidence without losing the relatability that endeared her to fans in the first place. The VMAs have always been about more than just music. They're about cultural moments, about artists making statements, about performances that get embedded in our collective memory. And Sabrina? She understands that assignment better than most. Now, let's talk predictions, because that's what you're really here for, isn't it? What could Sabrina possibly do to top last year's alien encounter? Industry sources are being frustratingly tight-lipped, but there are whispers, rumors of special guests, hints about new material. speculation about production elements that would make last year's space theme look like a warm-up act. One thing we can almost guarantee: whatever Sabrina has planned, it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more breathtaking than anything we've seen from her before. She's not the type of artist to rest on her laurels. If anything, success has only made her hungrier, more creative, more determined to push the boundaries of what a pop performance can be. And there's something beautiful about watching an artist come into their own like this. It's not just about the accolades or the chart positions, though those certainly don't hurt. It's about witnessing someone discover their full potential and then have the courage to embrace it completely. Sabrina's story is one of persistence paying off, of talent meeting opportunity, of an artist who refused to be boxed into anyone else's definition of who she should be. She's written her own rules, created her own lane, and built her own empire in an industry that loves to tell young women exactly how they should present themselves to the world. The 2025 VMAs aren't just another awards show for Sabrina Carpenter. They're a homecoming, a celebration, a victory lap for an artist who's proven that nice girls don't always finish last. Sometimes they finish first, with confetti cannons and standing ovations and memories that last a lifetime. When September 7th arrives and those lights dim at UBS Arena, when LL Cool J takes that stage and the energy in the room becomes electric, when Sabrina Carpenter's name is announced and she steps into those spotlights, we'll all be witnessing something special. Not just a performance, but a coronation. Not just a song, but a statement. Not just an entertainer, but an artist who's claiming her place in pop music history. Because that's what Sabrina Carpenter represents now. The promise that dreams do come true when you combine talent with hard work, authenticity with ambition, and just the right amount of sparkle with a whole lot of substance. So mark your calendars, set your reminders, and prepare yourselves for what promises to be one of the most memorable nights in recent VMAs history. Because when Sabrina takes that stage on September 7th, she won't just be performing for the audience in New York. She'll be performing for everyone who's ever believed that good girls can finish first, that authenticity never goes out of style, and that sometimes the best revenge really is becoming everything you ever dreamed of being. The countdown has officially begun, and we could not be more ready for what Sabrina Carpenter has in store for us. If this story gave you chills like it gave me chills, smash that like button, because trust me, you're going to want to be part of this community when September 7th arrives. Drop a comment below and tell me, what do you think Sabrina has planned for her 2025 VMAs performance? Will she debut new music? Will there be another viral moment that breaks the internet? I want to hear all your wildest predictions. And hey, while you're down there in the comments, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because StarWire Daily is your ticket to all the hottest entertainment news before it becomes yesterday's headlines. We've got so much more Sabrina content coming your way, plus exclusive coverage of the VMAs that you won't find anywhere else. Until next time, keep dreaming big, and remember, in Hollywood, anything is possible, especially when you're Sabrina Carpenter.